Counting. Make sure this is okay. All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. What is the date today anyway? It is the 22nd. Yeah, happy Thursday, 22nd, everybody. And for all of you, the first thing I want to say before I even say anything is the beautiful messages you've all been leaving on my channel. Some of you have been sharing some of your experiences of turning away from whatever's going on in your lives. Hello, Royal Blue Moon Riviera. Yay! Woohoo! So glad to see you. And I just wanted to say that, for, those of you that have shared that you've turned away from the areas of your lives and you're turning inward and choosing you, that is huge, absolutely huge. And I just commend you on that, totally. It's so good. All right, so yes, happy Thursday, right on. Okay, let's dive into the reading. All right, I thought I would put on a little bit of music, background music. I normally do my readings in silence, but I'm just adding this for you guys also too. This is copyright-free music on YouTube. Excellent, very, very nice. Yeah, made sure I emailed them and said, can I use your music? And they said, feel free. So I'm like, yay, thank you. All right, what's going on here? Hi, Joe. I actually sent my love. Oh, right on. You're awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my goodness, wonderful. Right on. Yay, excellent. All right, everybody. Creator, please bless this reading. Please bring in the knowledge and the wisdom of the Most High for the collective, for everybody that you are going to be calling to this reading. Thank you so much. All right. So again, just a 3-card spread to keep it simple, past, present, and future. All right. First card just came flying out. Oh, in the hand. The universe is your partner. Beautiful, beautiful. What comes to me with this is the Age of Aquarius. That's what comes to me with this, is the impouring of consciousness that is coming all over the planet, that is pouring all over the planet. They say that many people are talking about this, that Christianity and religion and stuff are dissolving, and that it's right on time, it's right on schedule. Like I said, Ram Dass talking about whatever method is worth its weight in gold that gets you to God will self-destruct. That's it. Leaving us all. That's why the whole world right now, Robert Ohotto talks about this too. He's a world now renowned astrologer, incredible teacher. And he said the whole world is going through, like a dark night of the soul. And that losing the beloved, which is God, where we have to become it. We have to embody that which we reach up for. And that is, it's empowering, it is painful, it is so many things that we're all in it, so in the hand, the universe is your partner. Absolutely. I mean, look at the fire, the light all around you. A lot of truth. You guys embody a lot of truth, a lot of grace, a lot of self-love, absolutely. And your connection to all that is, whatever that is to you, however you connect to it. Beautiful. And it's perfect because it's yours. That's what makes it perfect. Who is it? Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote the book Eat, Pray, Love. I heard her in an interview once where she said, like, people write to her and say, like, you wrote my story, and that's my story as a female, like, oh my God. And she's like, write your own story. And she says how people come to her and say, well, I'm scared to because everything's already been done. And she says, you know what? If you go into the most, here's the next card. If you go into the most prestigious art gallery and see all the art there, see all the arts, and you take scholars with you, the scholars will look at the art and say, they got the brush stroke from this person. They got the use of color or oil pastels or watercolor or whatever from this person and that person. Basically, she said that everything has already been done, but it hasn't been done by you. And that's why it's perfect, and I was like, oh, I love that. That is beautiful. It's so empowering because now it brings you onto the stage because you have your own unique perspective. And that's exactly radical acceptance. Whatever you have come through, whatever you're going through, look at the darkness around this heart. Flaming fire within your heart, passion, truth. Whatever this is for you, whatever this fire is for you, art, family, whatever in this changing world and changing times, and your heart is on fire and surrounded by darkness, that's where we are, that's it. It's so true that the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, puts us in impossible situations. Like I said yesterday, no mud, no lotus. And that's it. Beautiful, beautiful energy. So radical acceptance. Yes, and I feel this is of the darkness, of your own inner darkness, the collective inner darkness, developing a relationship with it. And that's where we are. That is exactly where we are. And I believe that's why Padre Pio's work has come out of the planet. That's never come out of the church ever, 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 is an antinomian perspective that we have demons and angels contracted to us for our growth. That's incredible. That's very, very incredible. So that shows to me that yes, that we are absolutely entering into the age of Aquarius. And I think this is why the age of grace is kind of dissolving, and we're we are being met with the worst of ourselves. And we can't push it away anymore. It's coming in, and we gotta clear place at our table for the worst of ourselves, for the parts of ourselves we don't know, the parts of ourselves we're scared of. We clear a seat at the table and have an interview with it. Who are you? Why are you in my life? Why am I so scared of you? Or why do I resist you so much? How do you improve my life? How do you sabotage my life? These are important questions, and holding interviews with all the different dimensions of ourselves is, I learned this work through Caroline Mace's book, Sacred Contracts. Do I have it here? Yeah, I do. I have it here. Oh, this book was a game changer. This is Sacred Contracts. And she dives into Jungian psychology. And Jungian psychology is delicious, like symbolism. And it's a process that will break you open. I thought, oh yeah, great, I'll do this book and answer a few questions. In about 2 weeks, I'll have my whole life all figured out. Funny. This book took me 2 years to face myself, to all the aspects of myself. It cracked me wide open to all my bullshit, all my self-deception, all my self-sabotage, all the bullshit I played up on myself, and all the cards got laid on the table. And I remember my adoptive mother coming up into my unit, and I'm sobbing, what do you want? It changed my life because it allowed me to see that when the saboteur comes into my life, it's not coming to hurt me, it's coming to help me dismantle something. And if I'm not willing or paying attention to it, it's going to embarrass me. It'll do it for me. And it was like, okay, I'm here. I'm showing up. I'll take your hand and we'll do it together. Whereas in the past, it was all unconscious. I was like an unconscious fire hose, totally having to grab hold of myself and rein myself in, rein it in. And that was hard work, but it was necessary work. And that's what I'm feeling with you. That's what I'm feeling with you, is that you have come into a great sense of self-acceptance. The aspects of yourself that you are facing, that you are embracing. Oh my goodness. And self-love. That's what this is all about. It's about self-love. It's no longer about polarization and only being good and ignoring the bad and ignoring the dark. And the bad and the dark are just labels we put on it because we don't understand it. We didn't understand how it served us. Oops. Whew, okay. Those are both up and we're not going to take those. Just wanted to say really quickly, Caroline Mace, after one of her shows, she talks about this, and you can find this on the internet on YouTube. It's called The Secret of the Shadow, The Value of the Shadow, The Path of the Shadow, something like that, but it's on YouTube. It's a little 10-minute blurb that she talks about of when after her seminars, all 1,000 people wants to hug her. And she would get toxic and angry and so angry after the show that she was actually toxic. And she was like, what the heck is going on? And she had to have an interview with this rageful part of herself. And what it was she was giving too much of herself to like 1,000 people. There's 1,000 of you and one of me. So she realized that this toxic part of herself was actually protecting her. You need to have boundaries and barriers. You can't feed 1,000 people just with you. You're going to deplete yourself. And so after her seminars now, she's like, thank you very much. Bye. And she walks off the stage and she doesn't owe anybody anything, and that was huge. And I love that. And she now that part of her shadow, that was not a pleasant experience for her, but how it was protecting her. So that's what this is about. That's what this is about. The darkness in you, protecting you, protecting you. It's there to serve you. Okay, beautiful. And that comes with sovereignty. Sovereignty. You're not listening to anybody else tell you, oh, don't listen to this and don't listen to that and don't go here, don't go there. You're like, that's yours. I need to do my own work, I'm going where no man has gone before, and that's what I find, that the inner world is like one of the last frontiers. We can go to the end of the universe and back, but do we go within ourselves? Totally. What's everyone saying? Aw, that's too bad. Oh, well, that's okay. It is what it is. Sometimes icons show up, and I guess it depends on whatever device. My husband and I have the same phone almost, and he has different things on his that I can't do on mine, and I'm like, how come I don't get that? How come I can't? That's just me. Okay, let's get on with the reading here. Okay, the third card, please, Creator. Let's move this book off the table now. I can put these cards up. All right, the future cards. Beautiful. Two roads diverge into a wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Yes, absolutely. That's it. The road less traveled. Absolutely. And I think that's why Christ called it, and the masters call it, the narrow way, because it's within you. You're not going to have a million people in here. It's just going to be you and the archetypes that you employ throughout your life. Beautiful. And that's it. That's exactly it. Okay, I'm gonna cut these cards and pick the last one myself. Haha, the Magician's Sword. This is what's coming up in the future. So whenever I see this card, the Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic, I often see this card as the Ace of Swords. So some sort of a truth is going to be emerging in your life. Some sort of a truth that you are not going to be compromising with. Like, I'm sorry, this is not up for negotiation. Whatever this is, whether this is your self-esteem, whether these are your dreams, whether this is something that means something to you, that will be not up for negotiation. And it's something that is 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 is a 10. Okay, let's look at the numerology here. In the hand is 31. That breaks down to a 4. Radical acceptance, that's a 2. And 37, that it becomes a 10, which breaks down and becomes a 1. So 6 and 1 is a 7. So 7 being a very spiritual number. You know, who was it? Oh, I can't remember what his name was, but he was one of the person that could translate the Sumerian texts. Oh, I can't remember his name, but anyway, oh shoot, it just left. Oh yes, okay, that's what he said. 7 is a magical number on our planet, because if you're coming to our solar system from the outside, the Earth is the 7th planet from the outside. And I thought, that is cool. That is cool. Very interesting. Okay, and what's on the bottom of the deck? Deep diver. Ooh, diving into a task. Yes, and that's what I feel your Magician's Sword is about, deep divers. So some shamanic work here. Remember what I said about the shaman and the schizophrenic swim in the same ocean? You know what I didn't say about that yesterday is the schizophrenic needs to be brought to shore, to solid land, and not be left out in the ocean. Whereas the shaman that's their territory. So this I see is your territory. So something's going to be happening in your life. Oh, wow. The next card under that is empty well. You're going to be emptying out. The next card after that is eyes of the eagle. Eyes of the eagle raising above the fray. Holy, I see ascension. And then drifting, taking life as it comes. I see that as you coming into, holy smoke, look at these cards. This is the next one up, going through the eye of the needle. I see you is absolutely going through the eye of the needle. And coming into this now moment, into a longer now. And exactly the unmarked trail, as you just said, taking the path less traveled. Absolutely. Okay, so deep diver, that is what is supporting the entire reading, and that's what's coming in on the horizon. Okay, Creator, can we have some clarification for in the hand? Why is this? And this is in your past. This is your past energies. So very much, number 4 is a very balanced energy. I see that as like a buffalo, very firm, standing on all 4, immovable within yourself, within your own truth, within your own heart. Yes, beautiful. Very, very grounded, very, very balanced. Like a cat that lands on all 4, feet. Beautiful. I also see that in terms of the medicine wheel too. All the four quadrants of you are very, very balanced, and that's beautiful. And that's what I mean. I don't get a lot of novices here. A lot of people here that come to my channel are people that are already on their way. All right. Oh, Creator wants to dive deep with you today. Okay, so you had some conflict. You came through conflict, competition, a lot of rivalry, whatever you were going through. I'm feeling that there were people that were competing with you. Power struggles, competition, a lot of rivalry. Yes, the friction that was needed for you, for your own evolution. Because how do we know anything about ourselves if we're kept in our comfort zone? So something happened with you. Yes, something, the people around you were intimidated of your growth. They wanted to see you kind of like, and it's, what I'm getting, what the Creator's saying is that they didn't want you to, they didn't want to like sabotage your growth, but they just didn't want to lose you. They didn't want to lose you, but you were like, I don't want to lose myself. And I don't want to maintain this relationship if it means I'm going to lose myself. Like, no, 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 no. When you heal that inner calling, that's like, I have to answer this. I can't just pretend I don't hear it, you know? And I'm feeling that was creating a lot of conflict in your life because you, like I said, the world doesn't want us clear, and you were getting clearer, and the people around you were feeling the change in you. They couldn't approach you in the same way. They have to now get clear within themselves, like, oh, you know, this person's changing, and all of a sudden what they were okay with are no longer okay with. They're a lot more articulate, a lot more expressive, sharper intuition, you know. And it not only intimidated people around them, but like I said, they didn't want to lose you. They didn't want to lose you, but it's like, hey, you know, jump on board your own path and we can grow together. And that's it, you know, that's it. I have to say this because the next card is a deep dive here. You know that song, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. Meatloaf, I read this like interview with him, and he said everybody has a that. What is a that for you? Like, I will do anything for love, but I won't confront my mother. I won't confront my father. I won't confront my friend. I won't do this. I won't do that. I won't do what is needed within my own life for love, regardless if it's outward love with a person or inward love for me. And two people will walk together, and as long as they're encouraging each other's growth and growing together, the relationship can flourish together. But when one person doesn't want to, I don't want to do the work, I don't want to see myself, I don't want to get into this psychoanal babble. That's what I'm kind of hearing too. And that's when the relationship, or whatever this was, this is a situationship, it was like your favorite garment started to get tighter and tighter. It no longer fits the same way. And you had to leave behind. You had to leave some people behind you. You know, that's what this is one of my favorite cards. This is one of my favorite cards, you know, because it's so... The Six of Swords corresponds to me, to the Greek pantheon, when Hercules was crossing over the river Styx, and he would be met with Charon, who was the ferryman. And Charon, you have to pay Charon in order for him to take you back out of the land of the dead. And for many of you, the land of the dead wasn't always the land of the dead. It was once the land of flourishing life. But something happened that you couldn't be there anymore. You had to leave. And how do you get out of the land of the dead? For some of you, you were taking your child with you, leaving a marriage. For some of you, this is your own innocence that you have connected back to. You have connected back to, and you're not sacrificing this for anybody anymore. So you had to pay Sharon with the truth, with your truth. Either how you ended up in the land of the dead, or either how you ended up there, or why it's time for you to leave. I can't stay here anymore. And the truth, you can't pay Sharon with gold and money and coins. That is useless. You have to pay him with your truth, what is true for you. And that is intentionality, the passing through the eye of the needle. That is it. And that's what you've already done. You had to pass through the eye of the needle and tell yourself the truth, to release yourself from a paradigm. This is about a paradigm that you were investing into. And you had to leave people behind. And that brings you into your beautiful self-acceptance, your beautiful radical acceptance. Who is it? She's on Sounds True, and she does, I can't remember what her name is, but her work is often radical acceptance. She's beautiful. Oh, Tara Brock. Thank you, Tara Brock. And you will find her on Sounds True, Insights at the Edge. She's got beautiful interviews about radical acceptance. Just beautiful, beautiful woman. Okay, Creator, can we have some clarification for the radical acceptance? Yes, beautiful. Team God all the way. I love it. Oh, yes, I totally resonate with that. I totally resonate with that. That how you didn't believe in your own perceptions. Yes. And that's it. I think that we walk along in our lives honoring everyone else's perception, but not trusting our own. And the Creator will set up you, your higher guides, your spirit guides, your own higher soul, your higher self will set up situations where that can no longer work for you. And it'll come in ways that it'll impact you in a way where there won't be any going back. There won't be any going back, and you'll be going into you, because that's all that's left, and that is a dark night of the soul. And I totally resonate with that. Absolutely. Okay, the top 3 cards just flipped out here, so we're going to take them. And these are beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, that's just what I just said. So something happened. Like I just said, some sort of a situation happened where it was like a shattering of your dreams, a shattering of your relationships, unfulfilled hopes, something that made you very unhappy. And you were listening to you like, fuck this. I'm not sitting around here anymore. This is enough. And it connected you to your higher soul that is connected right into the divinity. You're not listening to anybody else. You're not giving anybody else authority over you. It's now you and the Creator. And that's what this is about. That was the whole message of Christ. That's why, John chapter 10, verse 34, when Christ said and this is not a religious thing, this is about sovereignty. And that's why they killed him, because he was taking the power from the institute of religion and taking it and giving it back to the people. And he said to the institution of religion, even your own law says that you're God's. And he quotes Psalm 82 verse 6, where it says very clearly in Psalm 82 verse 6, thus saith the Lord, I have said, ye are gods. And they gnashed their teeth and rushed at him and killed him, and that's it, and That's it. You have become integrated through what you went through with your suffering and the struggle that was divinely set up for you to leave behind something that was no longer serving you and coming into your sovereignty. Your sovereignty. That's what that's about. And your lover's self-love. This could be about somebody in your life too also. But I'm seeing this with more with you, your feminine and your masculine energies within you, balanced and harmonized and seen. You're coming into a place where you're seeing yourself, regardless if you're doing your own sacred contract work, whatever you're doing is okay. The creator just brought in the message here. For some of you, this could be for all of you. You had attracted to yourself people in your life that this was the shaman in you at work. This was the shaman in you at work with you. And I feel that this was largely unconscious. But even though it was unconscious, there was a level of your consciousness that was conscious of this. And even though it was largely primarily unconscious, there was also a very strong level underneath it that was very strategic. And you were attracting people into your life that would simulate, recreate an atmosphere of your childhood, some sort of a trauma of your childhood. So that as an adult, with your adult faculties, your intelligence, your maturity, your emotional intelligence, you could name this, identify it, diagnose what's going on in your life, and thereby stand up to it. And standing up to that energy called your spirit back from a past trauma into present time. And that's what I see. That's what I see. That's what I see with all of this. All of this, including this, all of this. And that you were doing your own shamanic work. You were doing your own shamanic work in calling your spirit back into present time. I hope I don't trigger anybody, but that wanted to come into the reading. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. When you want to know yourself, the creator will say, observe yourself. And oftentimes, for me, when I was told observe myself, I was too busy trying to change everything I saw. And it was like, Joanne, back off. Just let yourself show up so you can observe it. And I was so busy naming it and judging myself and trying to manipulate myself so that what I saw was palatable to me. It took me years to sit back and just let whatever be. And I'm sure that was going on under the surface anyway, but it takes strength. It takes strength. Yes, we are debating with our own script. We really are. We really are, Free Queen. That's so true. Okay, so what is in the future, creator, with the Magician's Sword and confidence in your magic? What is coming for the collective? The Magician's Sword. I'm hearing also alignment, absolutely alignment, mind, body, and soul lining up, And when that lines up, like a key lock, when you look through a lock and all the tumblers line up where you can see right through, right into like the like other dimension, that's what I see. That's what I see is alignment. All the tumblers lining up And now you are passing right through into a new higher dimension, a new timeline even, a new timeline even. First card is out. Strength. Strength. Absolutely. The taming of the lion, the taming of your own wild, putting your hand, closing the mouth of the lion. That's awesome. Yes, and closing the mouth of the lion, look at the magician energy over her. And this is the feminine energy. So I see feminine energy as the receptive energy from the higher dimensions that we receive, like downloads, intuition. Yeah, so the higher magician energy within you and your higher soul is going to be helping you furthering the training of what is the wild is your instinct. The training and development of your instinct. And as you develop this, because instinct, like Caroline Myss teaches, self-esteem is the development of spiritual instinct over the five senses. And that's what this is. And it will come in ways that doesn't make sense to the people around you. It won't even make sense to you at times. It'll be, even if it does make sense to you, it'll scare the hell out of you. You know, and that's what even creator asking me to do this channel. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? You know, it took me months to finally, you know, get closer and closer and closer and closer until I could actually see myself in the tarot channel. But for the first little while, I was like, no way. Like, there's no way. Okay, the Page of Swords in reverse. So a lot of no more mental restless energy. You know, no more mental restless energy. This is going to be also a newness, like a new, I'm seeing this as a new calmness. A new calmness coming into you. Yeah, and also putting down the sword. Like it's kind of, it's interesting because the magician sword is up, but that's a different kind of a sword. That's a different kind of alignment. Because I think you kind of know that the battle isn't necessarily out there, although there is still going to be battles you have to fight. Not necessarily fight, but obstacles you're going to have to go through. That it's just obstacles going through within you. Within you. Okay, interesting. And the Three of Cups in reverse. So I just heard the lack of reconciliation. So you coming into your own strength. Very interesting. Okay, so what I'm kind of picking up here. Yes, is a continuing on in your work, cutting away, even though there's not going to be reconciliation with some of the people in your life, it's still, I mean, we're always, this work doesn't ever end. It never ever ends. Even though we get to new plateaus of dimension, because we live dimensionally. You know, so whatever's going on, you're entering into a new higher level of dimension within yourself. There is going to be seasons of, ups and downs, where you're going to be having mental restless energy. And then moments when you're like, I get it. Like, oh my God, I'm right where I need to be, and then like, oh my God, like, oh my God, like that's, where you're wanting to further along the process, where you're feeling anxious. And that's natural. That's a natural response of inner personal evolution, because, oh, thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. I just heard Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche stated that enlightenment is the ego's ultimate disappointment, because we realize that there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. Everything is as it is. Everything is going and flowing according to natural law, and it's perfect in its own way. And yet, paradoxically, yes, okay, thank you, Creator. The magician's sword is also entering into paradox. The sword of truth is paradox. It is paradox. What's a paradox? There are absolutely no absolutes. Those are not truths that cancel each other out, but they support each other. The physics is based on this, that there are absolutely no absolutes. Because the moment you zone down, you're opening up into a whole other universe. I mean, look at the microscope. We think that the solid universe is solid until you zoom down on it, and then you're in a whole other dimension that is eternal. And that's it. That's it. So enlightenment is the ego's ultimate disappointment, and everything is just about bringing you home. Bringing you home. That's what it's about. It's not about conquering the world. And that's what this mental restless energy is about. The ups and the downs is, there's a lot more calmness coming in, but there will be the restless energy of wanting to conquer it all, wanting to not necessarily conquer it all, but fix the whole world, and I still get into debates with myself about this, totally like, are we ever supposed to like enter into utopia and all that? But we live in a spiral galaxy, and when you bring opposites together, you get a spiral that can coexist, because it's not canceling each other out. These are not opposites that cancel each other out. They coexist. And that's what the magician's sword is about. This is about increasing your dimensionality. Yes, thank you, Creator. More, and this too, and this too, and this too, and this too over here, and this too over here. Like it's like holding the tension of two opposites. This is Carl Jung, is holding the tension of two opposites. There are absolutely no absolutes. Everything is perfect, and yet it's fucked. How is that? But they're both true. They're both true. Ram Dass used to talk about this when he was with his guru up in India, and his guru was all just, everything is fine. This is his guru. I'll show you his guru. This was Neem Karoli Baba. This is Neem Karoli Baba. And he was Ram Dass's guru. Oh, he was Ram Dass's beloved. And when I bought the movie Becoming Nobody, the movie by Ram Dass, Becoming Nobody, that basically that's what this is all about, that it is a dissolving away of me, but coming more into my true self. Like, that's a paradox in itself. Like, what? It makes you dissolving away of me, but coming more into authentically me. Like, it's, okay, another book is The Untethered Soul. Because when he talks about be true unto thyself, and Michael Singer asks, but what self are you talking about? What self? Are you talking about your young self, your middle self, your old self? Who are you? What self are you talking about? And that's a loaded question. Sometimes the question is the answer more than the answer, so it opens up to a whole thing. And he says things like, So who are you? And a person, oh, well, I'm Joanne. Oh, so you're a series of letters strung together to create a sound, Joanne? That's who you are? Like, oh, okay, I see what you're asking. Okay, so who am I? Okay, my name is Joanne. I was adopted when I was 2 years old. I grew up in Saskatchewan. Like, no, 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 no. I didn't ask you what happened to you. I'm asking, who are you? And I'm going to give you the answer to this. This is a little clue. Who we are is how we have processed all that's happened to us. And the processing of our lives is what develops us into the essence, into refinement, into the fire of who you are, because it's a process of understanding you. It's a process of understanding the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, and it's all there for us to understand ourselves. Like what Eckhart Tolle says, we are the universe experiencing itself for just a little while in my short life, in your life, in my life, however long that we're here on the planet. That's it. That's exactly it. So whatever's coming up in your future is going to be the cutting away of more, the acceptance that things are not always going to be reconciled, and whatever was unresolvable, if you've come into areas of your life of conflicts, of battles, of fights with people, conflicts with people that are unresolvable, that's for a purpose. That's for a purpose. Things in our life that are not resolvable are under contract to not be resolvable. And that under contract for not being resolvable is because this is a homecoming. It's almost like because what comes home, it's not the resolving of the situation, it's an understanding of you. It's an understanding of who you are, a deepening understanding. And I can see why the people in your life were resisting your change, because you are definitely going into more sovereignty, not more sovereignty, but more eternal you, a more eternal you, a more grounded you, a more authentic you, a more expressive you. One of the courses I took in Vancouver is called The Mastery of Self-Expression. This is headed up by Larry Gilman. And it was a powerful course. It's designed for actors to get out of their own way so they can, because we're all just living a role. Joanne is just a role that I invented to survive, in an environment that I was trying to understand, and those roles will serve us until we exhaust them. And it helps, this course helped me get out of my own way to kind of flourish into more of my own authenticity. But that's what I see here, is that you're exhausting an old way of life and coming more into your own alignment. And some of the conflicts in your life were not resolvable. Were not resolvable because the people around you didn't have the consciousness, the wherewithal, the capacity, the language, the education, the skills, the depth, and even the will to go where you're going, to go where you choose to go within yourself, within your own process, within your own path. That comes with a lot of loss, a lot of loss, a lot of things that you had believed in previously, but that no longer work, and here you are. Okay. This is very powerful. So yes, this is more, okay. So the magician's sword, what's true on one side, when you have a sword, you have two sides to both, this side and this side, and they're both true. They're both true. There are absolutely no absolutes. They're both true. And this is what, I've heard people say, the Bible is the most hypocritical book I've ever read. Yes, it is, because it's full of truth, paradoxical truth that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to the brain, but the heart understands it. Your soul understands it, because your soul is paradoxical. Your soul is eternal, and so that's it. So more, you're going to be entering into, deeper understanding, far deeper understanding, a lot more, like shamanic depth of knowing yourself, knowing the path. Beautiful, beautiful. And you're not afraid to leave people behind in order to pursue what's true for you. Okay, Creator, can we have an Egyptian Gods Oracle card, please, to close off the medicine bag and seal the energies in? And this is a card of that closes off the reading and brings you a suggested instruction. My daughter bought me these cards. I love these cards. All right. Oh, Horus, you got Horus. Stability and equilibrium. That's what is coming in. This is where you are. This is where you're going. This is where you are. And you're going to only get more of this. Stability and equilibrium. This is number 9. And 9 is the number right before completion. Okay, Horus. He is represented as a hawk or a hawk-headed man. His name is the Distant One, the falcon, with its majestic soaring and swooping in the sky. During a confrontation with the god Seth, Horus lost his left eye, which was then healed by the god Thoth. The eye was given the name the Eye of Horus. He embodies universal order and harmony. Put your trust in the god Horus, because everything will turn out fine. As with the albeit pain of loss of false friends. Yes. On the physical plane, you will be wrapped in harmony. His presence advises you to show more awareness in the way you pay attention to your life. He helps you to transform all things from an inferior to a superior level. Yes. So you're going to be seeing how the darkness serves you, and how it serves you is going to be elevating you. Elevating you. As I said, the darkness is serving you. You're not only, thank you, Aqua Girl. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you. This is serving you. The darkness is serving you. And that's what this is. This is more of an integration and understanding of the complexity of your life, that you have an understanding. Well, most people are pissing in their pants about what's going on. You're like soaring. You're like spreading your wings and soaring. And people are like, how the fuck are they, So you just don't listen to anybody else. You just stay true to you. You stay true to you. This is beautiful. Okay. Oh, that's, yes. What is it? The darkness is our divinity. The darkness is our divinity. And it is absolutely, it only seems dark because we don't have the capacity yet to identify it and see how it's serving us. And that's how it's more coming into the light. Totally beautiful. Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. This is beautiful. Thank you, Deja Vu. Thank you. That's beautiful. Thank you guys so very, very much. Oh, you guys are so amazing. Keep up the good work. Stay true to you. You know, you have powerful, powerful energy around you. The creator, I feeling encompassing you, very much encompassing you. Yes, and you, your own higher soul, your guides, your intuition, all of it is there holding you, encompassing you. Beautiful. Mwah. Thank you guys so very much. You have a beautiful day. And I might do a live on Saturday, maybe like on the weekend, but I will announce it on the channel. Okay, you guys have a beautiful day. It does not matter that we are a catalyst for others. I see that now I am only sorry. Yes, yes, exactly. You know, it's so true. It's so true, David, Deja Vu. You know, the messages of Christianity, you got to go out there and save people. Like, no. Lao Tzu made it clearly. He said, your greatest gift to the world is that of your own self-transformation. That because we don't know who was watching us. You know, the people you had conflict with in your life, in your past energies that were like, don't refine yourself, don't get better, stay with me, stay with us, stay back with us. And you're like, no. And it's not even about waking them up. You know, your own transformation. People are going to be like, holy hell, how are you so together in the midst of all this chaos? How are you so grounded and happy and full of joy? Like, how the fuck is that possible? And well, go within and find out. Yes, absolutely. The rescuer role, breaking the rescuer role, free queen, exactly. You know, Robert Ohado talks about this too, and he said karma, in terms of karma, he says karma doesn't come back on everybody. Absolutely not. Look at an overgiver. And I'm like, huh? Because I'm listening to this because I'm an overgiver, and I'm like, okay, I'm listening. Like everything in me went quiet so I could hear this. And he said, overgivers don't get karma back because they don't know how to receive. That was me. Not knowing, always giving. That was the role I gave on to secure my place in society so that I could earn the love from everybody else, even though it was fucking killing me and depleting me. Exactly, free queen. You have to exhaust that. And he also says over givers are the ones that get sick because you're giving. So that's absolutely, yes, be worthy to receive. Absolutely. Oh, you are so beautiful. You guys, oh, thank you guys so much just for your knowledge, your experiences, your wisdom you bring to the channel. Like I said, you guys are incredible. Yes, you're so beautiful. Thank you guys. Thank you, Deja Vu. Thank you, everybody. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this here, and you guys have a beautiful day, and trust yourselves. Trust yourselves. You're on the right path. Sovereign people. Oh, mwah. You guys take care. Bye.